For years, rightly or wrongly, the firearms industry and the ammunition industry, largely for that matter, has claimed that a modified choke is about as good as it gets with steel. They've done that for years and years and years. These are Kent silver steel, 1 1/4 ounce, number 2, 1480 feet per second. We've got a target set up, an 8-inch shoot and see bull backed by another shoot and see target at a laser verified 35 yards. What we're going to do is take a shot with this shell, a Remington V3 factory modified choke. We'll switch targets and we'll switch over to a Trulock Super Waterfowl choke, which has a nominal constriction of 40 thousandths. So we'll see if we have an improvement in the pattern, it's about the same, or it gets worse. Anyway, one way to explain chokes is a method for controlling pattern diameter. So, smaller the pattern diameter, the more density. We'll see what happens here. First shot will be V3 factory modified choke. Alright, there's our V3. And 35 yards down range, we'll zoom in so you can watch the pellets hit. We have an 8-inch shoot and see backed by a bit larger black shoot and see, and we'll see what happens here with the Remington V3, the factory modified choke, Kent fast steel, 1 1/4 ounce, number 2, 1480 feet per second. Then we'll change targets and try it again. That's the factory Remington modified out of the V3. We'll switch chokes and paper and do it again. Okay, here we go, fresh paper. The bullseye in the center of the shoot and see is an 8-inch diameter shoot and see. We'll be using the Trulock Super Waterfowl number 2 in the same shell. Kent silver steel, 1480 feet per second, 1 1/4 ounce, number 2. So there's our difference. With the modified choke, inside the 8-inch circle we've got 12 pellets. With the Trulock Super Waterfowl number 2, we have 20 pellets. At this range, 35 yards, I think we've got a dead duck regardless. But if you're pass shooting, and you're going to shoot out to 40-45 yards, obviously the Trulock Super Waterfowl choke gives you a distinct advantage. For sake of discussion, an average duck, the kill zone is sometimes considered to be 4 inches. You want a minimum of 2 to 3 pellets in the vitals, and then you've got a dead duck or a dead rooster, whatever. Of course, it depends on the angle of the shot. Incoming or outgoing duck, you have a smaller kill zone, obviously. Same thing with a pheasant, whether it's a angling shot, crossing shot, or you're looking at pheasant butt and pheasant feathers. In any case, if you want to consider a 4-inch circle the kill zone, it's not exactly a circle, of course. We have 5 pellets in the 4-inch circle with the modified choke. And we have double that, 10 pellets in the 4-inch diameter circle with a Super Waterfowl number 2. So it's all going to depend, of course, on your individual gun, the individual barrel, which will change the constriction slightly, regardless of what choke you use. If you're hunting, let's say 35 yards and in, it's going to be dead duck with a modified. But if you want to go past 35 yards to 40, 45 yards, obviously you're going to get cleaner kills with the added density of a Waterfowl number 2 from Trulock. So it's up to you. Of course, it's going to change if you change ammunition or the gun. So we all have to do our own patterning, but you can see that it's putting the patterns in about the same place, and the density all over from the Trulock is superior to a factory modified. So there certainly is a benefit by going with a tighter constriction than what most companies call modified. Now the Trulock is 40 thousandths, which is certainly aggressive, and it's a tough choke. It's rated for tungsten steel, for whatever you want to blow through it as fast as you want to go. You may not want to go with a Super Waterfowl number 2 in the 40 thousandths constriction. I think George himself generally suggests 35 thousandths constriction as giving the most results with the least amount of constriction. So that's all up to you, and of course it's going to depend on shot diameter, velocity, and on ambient conditions, a lot of other variables. But obviously you can get tighter patterns by getting away from the old wives' tale that a factory modified choke is all there is, because it just isn't.